Well, hello everybody, and welcome to the channel. It's Leo, your old hillbilly buddy, out here again today, and I have something very special and very unique for you guys today. You're really gonna like this one. You ain't gonna believe where I'm at, and you ain't gonna believe what I'm doing. I can just tell you right now, if I were to just tell you, you're not gonna believe me. So I guess I'll just show you. I am at the one and only Randal McCoy's home place.
On New Year's Day, 1888, the Hatfields formed a posse to go to the McCoy home place to burn down the McCoy cabin while the family was inside. It is said that Devil Anse Hatfield was not present for the attack. That fateful evening, the Hatfields approached Randolph McCoy's cabin, setting it ablaze, and commenced committing further violent acts, killing two of Randall and Sarah's grown children, a son named Calvin and a daughter named Alifair. Sarah McCoy, Randall's wife, was bludgeoned and left for dead. She survived the incident, but she was never the same mentally or physically. The McCoys left for Pikeville, Kentucky afterward and never returned.
His old house is right behind this garage right here. Now it's owned today by a man named Bob Scott, and he's a descendant. He's a Hatfield, and he owns this land now. And guess what? Let me get up here. I'll tell you when I get there. Hang on one second. I got a surprise. I've got a big surprise. Big surprise. Now, this right here, literally here, this is Randal McCoy's old well. And his house sat right there. And that's Bob down that way, the current owner. This right here is where Randal McCoy's house sat, right there in the center of your screen. Guess what? I will be spending the night camping here, right back there in Randal McCoy's backyard, and I will be doing some metal detecting, and we have a magnet, and see what's down there. Imagine we pull up an old gun or something. Now, if you guys will remember, about, some of you probably saw it, about, we'll say 12 years ago, give or take, 11, 12 years, something like that. National Geographic Channel sent the Diggers. Now, you guys probably remember the TV show, The Diggers. They came down here, and they did some metal detecting here, and they found some stuff. They found some bullets that were actually fired when the night that the house was burned, the night that Randall's house was burned, his children were killed, and his wife was beaten and left for dead. They actually found some bullets here, and they found an old piece of charred wood that had one of those square nails in it from Randall's actual house. Imagine that, little hillbilly Leo actually coming out and doing real scientific investigations into historic locations. Now that is freaking cool. It's almost like what's his name, Josh Gates, Mysteries at the Museum, you know, on TV. I kind of feel like that. This must be how he feels all the time, apparently. I guess. I don't know. I guess this is probably about how he feels all the time. But anyway, it's going to be hot. It's supposed to be around 92 or so today, and probably about 95 or 97 tomorrow when we're doing the bulk of the investigation. Now, I'll be sometime today. I've got to get all of my stuff. I have to carry it about 150 yards up this little hill. So I've got my stuff. You saw where I'm parked down there over by the garage. So I have to get all of my stuff, and it's probably going to take me about 3 trips. So I've got some work to do to get started, to drag everything up. I'm going to drag it up around the bend out of sight, just to, it's a tourist spot, and there's going to be, there will be people coming up taking pictures and looking at the place and looking at Randall's old home place and things like that. There could happen. It's a weekend. And I think we may have a guest or two later. We'll see. And hopefully we'll get the chance to talk to Bob. He's got a really nice collection in this garage here. He has a really nice collection of stuff. I've seen it before. And with a little bit of luck, with just a little bit of luck, we will find something. And for those of you who've been watching our channel for a while, you already know that I've done a couple stories here. I've done, obviously the story about the cabin burning, obviously. But we also did one about Randall's children. Melvin and Cora, the night that the owl affair and everybody was, the cabin was attacked. The night that the Hatfields attacked the cabin. Some of the children, Melvin and some of the children, some of the family that got away, went up this way. And they went up to what they called the head of the branch. And Melvin testified in court that it was 200 to 300 yards up from the house, which was right here about where the sign is. Now, I went up, I got on Google Earth. I'm very familiar with the topography of this valley. Very, very familiar with this valley. There's a gas well up there that's 250 yards, right? Dead between, 200 to 300 yards. It's 250 exactly. So I went up there, and I actually found a spot that I think could very well have been the exact spot where they hid that night. And I'm going to take you up there and show you that. This should be one of my coolest adventures to date. I am on Randal McCoy's property in his yard. Got it. Alright, slight change in plans already. I ain't even drove the first tent stake, and we've completely changed the plan already. How about that? I was thinking of going all the way up here in the shady spot, right? Get me a nice shady spot and, spend my time, spend the whole trip up there, set the tent up there and all that good stuff. It's a little ways up there. It's 150 yards or so uphill all the way. I was going to do it. I had my stuff way up there, and Bob came out. Hey, Leo. I walked back down to see what Bob was, what Bob wanted, and he pointed something out to me. Changed my mind. He said, this site where Randall's house was? Yeah. He said, if you spend the night there, you will be the very first person to sleep in that spot since New Year's Eve in 1888, when Randal Mccoy's house was burned. I'm doing the heat. I'll accept the heat. I gladly, willingly. That's a really good point. So that's what I'm going to do. I've moved everything back down the hill, and I'm going to set up right here, right exactly where Randall's house was. Well, guys, what do you think about my choice? I went with the actual spot where Randall's house was, and there's right beside the sign that the diggers left when they were here. Right beside the sign. Now, I don't know if you guys realize what you're looking at right now, but I can tell you, you're looking, I know it's a tent, it's a temporary, temporary housing, we'll say. That's the first housing that's been on this site since 1888. This is insanely cool. I just can't believe that I got this lucky, to actually be here on this very site and getting ready to do what I'm about to do. And I got the tent set up, and I threw the bed in it and put our little hillbilly sign up, hillbilly files, Leo and Heather, and I put that up. But I've got the tent and the bed, and realistically, that's all I'm really worried about for the time being. You know, get set up and get, you know, some of the work done before it gets hot. It's all I really wanted, and I broke a sweat doing that. Just putting the tent up, broke a sweat. But anyway, that's part of it, right? You camp in the winter, you camp in the summer, you camp everywhere in between. We'll see how I feel about it when it gets like 95. I'll probably just find me a shady spot and still love it. You know I will. But this should be shady. I'm thinking, I checked my compass. I'm thinking about 5. There's no use in pretending that I'm not going to climb that mountain. I don't care if it's 90 degrees. You know I'm going to climb that mountain, and I'm going to go look, and I'm going to go see what I can find. You know I am. So yeah, this should be a totally awesome trip. Check it out, guys. Breakfast at Randall's. How cool is that? I forgot all about this. I stopped at Food City and got some hot dogs and stuff for later, and got some bacon and eggs, and got caught up. Ooh, I see something. Some kind of critter. Looks like a groundhog. Way up there, right past the curve. He's walking. Anyway, got sidetracked. You know how it is. Got caught up in the excitement of camping out here and forgot that I had food. I forgot all about my breakfast. Went down to the truck to get something. Oh yeah, we got bacon and eggs. Let's go have breakfast. That's a good idea. Breakfast at Randall's. Wow. Well, check this out. I just went down took my breakfast, and I took my breakfast plate back down, put it in the truck, and, you know, got the metal detector out. Thought, you know, just wave it around while you're walking up through there, just to see if you get any hits or not. Looky here. Let's see. Now, put him in pinpoint mode. Pretty big. Check this out, guys. I'm not down to it yet. It's still down in there, whatever it is. I'm not even close enough to make the pinpointer ring yet. But, look here. Do you see it? That's ash. Look here. A little charred piece of wood that I found. Look at that. A little burnt piece of wood down in this hole. It still says it's there. Let me power, pinpoint mode. I don't know about this one. I'm probably down about 10-12 inches, something like that. Don't find anything but some more yellow jackets. In case y'all can't see them, they're everywhere this year. But you can see, if you look, there's a layer of ash right there. And according to this, let me make sure there's no metal. There's the flag I found. But watch here. Right there, iron. Pinpoint mode. We should be directly over top of it, whatever it is. Of course, it says it's pretty deep. About 20 inches. Maybe we ought to let this one go. That's pretty deep for digging with a little, you know. Yeah, I'm kind of leery about digging, you know, any kind of bigger holes in Bob's yard. I don't want to dig big ones. Little ones is one thing, but, you know, I don't want to get too deep and start digging up, you know, get carried away. I have been known to get carried away, in case y'all didn't know that. So I think I'll just leave this one for now and revisit him, make sure there's no gas line here. I don't think so. There's a gas well, but I believe the line comes down that side. I'm pretty sure. Comes down back that way, but I don't know. I guess it's possible. But either way, since we're so deep on this one already, I think I'll let this one keep till Bob gets back and ask him if he knows about any water line or anything like that. And like I said, there is most certainly, let me get this where you can see it, some charred wood. Well, it's about 1 o'clock. So I've been here for a couple hours now, goofing off, you know, just having fun. Got one hole dug, partially dug. Got my tent set up, and I figured we'd take a break since it's starting to get a little bit snuggly out here, getting a little bit warm. I figured we'll go up, walk around in the shade, and get under the canopy. And I have something up here that I want to show you guys. The night of the massacre, they took off running, and Melvin testified in court that they went about 200 to 300 yards back this way to the head of the branch, was what he said in court. That was the testimony. And hid out until the next day. Well, Melvin lived. Randall lived with Melvin when he died, so, you know, Melvin lived. Little Cora, she got frostbite real bad, and from the night, you know, that she was out and all that kind of stuff, and she died about 2 months later. So technically speaking, they got 3 children that night. It's just that one of them didn't die until a couple months later. But the place that they went and hid, Melvin testified 200 to 300 yards. Now I got on Google Earth on satellite image and backtracked, you know, that kind of thing, measured it out. 250 yards, there's a gas well. And I went back there to that gas well and looking for a really good hiding spot, right? And I found one. So that's where I'm going right now. Way back in the head of the branch, as Melvin put it, to see if we can't find that spot. It's a long little walk. It don't look like it. But I mean, you can barely see the tent way down the valley down there. That fast, how far I've come already. Look at the size of that tortoise. What up, dude? Oh, you're fine. I ain't gonna hurt you. I'm gonna make you YouTube famous, buddy. You're famous now. Randal Mccoy's turtle, everybody. Randal Mccoy's turtle, this is the rest of the world. I knew I heard something. You gotta be on your, on your toes out here. You know that old Randal McCoy used to come up here hunting, don't you? This is right up the man's back. Look at that. How you doing? A turtle kind of day, ain't it? Yeah, you hiss at him, bud. Yeah, you tell him how it is. So, Matt, I don't want to talk about it either. What's up with his shell? Looks like he's got a skinny butt. His shell's deformed or something. Now, the gas well is right there. I'll get up here, you can see it. And I want to show you something. It's a hillbilly channel. West Virginia and Kentucky, so there has to be hill climbing. That's just how it works here. Alright, now, catch my breath just a little bit. What I wanted to show y'all, there's a trail going on up. There's the gas well. Now, when Randall lived here, none of that was here, okay, obviously. No trail, no gas well. This right here wasn't even a trail, you just came up the creek. See, this has been changed. The creek comes down right here, goes through a pipe, and comes out on the right side of the road down here. I noticed this when I was up here before, once for copperheads. Leafy places like this is where they like to be. They blend in really good too. But what I wanted to show y'all, now this is what I came back here for. You can see the beginning of the pipe right there. It goes under this trail. Trail goes right there. Pipe goes under the road and comes out on the other side. So the creek's on the other side right there. You imagine this, right? You've got the creek bank coming down, right? Now look over on the other side. Do you see that flat? Now that is original. That has not changed. The only thing they changed, they did some work up here, and Bob put out some trees over here on this road. And there's some more on that back side and some more right over here where the gas well is, as a matter of fact, right in front of it. This stuff is still original. I honestly, to the bottom of my soul, believe you're looking at the very spot where they hid that night. Now, like I said, I can't prove it, but I think that's it. Now, there's a couple more I want to check out, just kind of looking. We ain't done yet. We are just getting started. Check that out. Big hole. Huh. Wonder how big this puppy would have been in 1888. Look at that. Filled with water. Look at that. Wow, it's deep too. Oh my God, look at that. It's that deep in there. That is wild. That is soup, anybody? Anybody want some soup? Tree soup. With extra leaves. That's wild looking though, isn't it? Be a good place to put a bee nest. I guess they didn't think of that though, did they? Well, I sat down for a minute, took me a little break, just listen to the wild, you know? Listen to the wilderness for a minute, catch my breath. Happened to look at my clock, or look at my phone, and it's 1:30. So I do believe I'm gonna have to circle back to this maybe this evening or something. Bob had someone that he was bringing by after church, and somebody I would like for you guys to meet, and I want you to meet Bob. Well, I had to move. I went over there under a great big old tree. Look at the size of that thing. And I was going to sit there. I'm where Randall's house was right now, sitting in the shade. I was going to go over there and sit on that little bench. I went over there and sat down, and as soon as I sat down, I started to notice the yellow jackets. Apparently, there's a yellow jacket nest over there somewhere in that stuff. In that mulch, there's a yellow jacket nest somewhere. So, I think we'll just kind of hang out over here instead. I got nailed yesterday. One of them got me right there on the thumb yesterday. Getting camping gear ready for today, and got nailed by a yellow jacket back of the truck. Figures, don't it? It's a really bad year. I don't know about the rest of y'all. Is that the same thing going on in your part of the country, or are you swarmed with yellow jackets? Because we've got everywhere I go. I mean, I think the last 6 or 7 videos I've shown yellow jacket nests, and you know, just everywhere. Look at this. Hang on. Here, I told you earlier, never let it be said that Leo don't take you places. Never let it be said that Leo won't walk right up with to a yellow jacket's nest with you too. Look at that. Can you guys see all them? Look at that on that one leaf. The place is crawling with yellow jackets. Hey guys, now remember I told you we had a special guest or two? Well, guess what? They're here. I am here with Bob Scott himself. He is a direct descendant. He is a Hatfield. His grandmother?
My grandmother was a Hatfield. And my grandfather on the Scott side, which was Julius Scott, and his wife Polly.
Right.
Well, her dad and mother was Anderson Hatfield.
Right.
And Polly.
Preacher Anse.
That was my and Bruce's and other cousins' grandmother.
Right.
I never knew her. He never knew her. She died during the flu epidemic.
Yes.
But there's so much history, because then I go from the Scotts to my mother's maiden name is Hatfield.
Right.
John Wallace Hatfield, who brought the boys' bodies back to where we are today.
So guys, this is Bruce and Leanne, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Leanne Stanley. Now also there's something else. If you guys will remember, when I've taken y'all up to the pawpaw tree up behind the hog trial cabin, to where Preacher Anse and Polly are buried at. If you'll remember the old wash stand, and that was in a video last week. I showed the wash stand, as a matter of fact. Just was up there just last week. There was actually 2 of them. I didn't know this till just a few minutes ago.
Yes.
What were you saying just a minute ago?
They was 2 of them, and we have saw it on paper. We have saw it on some YouTube channels. And my mom and dad, Maudie Stanley, Virgil Stanley, they actually brought it from her dad's property back in probably the late 70s, early 80s. They moved it probably 150, 200 feet off the property down to our house, and it's on our property now.
So you've got the other wash stand.
The other wash stand that everybody has been looking for, and my brothers and sisters and family members, grandkids, great-grandkids, nieces, nephews, all knows all about this rock.
Really?
And a lot of them has wanted to take baths in it, or sit in it, or take pictures with it.
I can remember as a kid, you know, just a toddler, you know, I'd get dirty, I'd be up at my grandparents'.
Yeah.
And that's where Mom would wash me off. That's also where they washed their green beans, their vegetables. That rock has a lot of history behind it.
Really?
Yeah.
Now, see, I never thought about that. See, you brought up something there that I never thought about before. See, I always thought of it, you know, it mentions the plaque at the stand, it mentions, you know, about the help washing up for dinner.
Mm-hmm.
But it never occurred to me that Polly would probably be out there washing beans and
in
lettuce and doing...
In the paperwork, it says they think the other rock is over at Polly's house. And a lot of people would throw them off because Polly was named after her mother, and a lot of them thought it was on the other side of the mountain. Mm-hmm. And the story we was told, it was put on a sled and brought across to the daughter's house, Polly.
Right.
And it had been there. His dad used to tell me years ago as a young kid, he would say, that's what we worked with out of the garden. The horses drunk out of it. They washed their clothes on it.
So how big is the one you've got? It's not a wash stand then, is it?
The one that I got
almost
is
as big as this table.
almost as
Really?
big as this.
Hand-hewn?
Almost as big as this
Yes.
table.
Wow, I would love to see that someday. Where you live at? Where you live at again?
I live just a few rocks up the road here.
Also, I had been told that it was used for the women when they had their babies for their afterbirths and things, because most of them had those babies at home.
Mm-hmm.
I think he was the only sibling that was born in the hospital out of, what, 6
Yeah.
of you all?
Really?
But like I said, it has been brought up in our family. A lot of family members has left here, died off and everything, and they've asked for the rock to never go nowhere, not to leave the family.
Definitely.
And it has been moved a couple times in probably the last 100 years. I know that it's been moved a couple times, and but where it's at now is where hopefully it is to stay.
I'd love to see it sometime. I would love to see that sometime. Because it's got to be hand-hewn, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow. A hand-hewn, like a bathtub, more or less.
Yeah.
Yes.
See, actually,
That is amazing. A hand-hewn bathtub, huh?
My grandson loves to come and get his Hot Wheels and play in it with them, and then the granddaughter
Really?
play with Barbies and bath them and pretend it's a pool
Really?
or whatever.
That is cool.
actually, when Julius and Polly got married, they lived right across from Anderson and Polly until they moved across the mountain to where
Yeah.
the home place is now.
Wow. This is amazing, guys. I really appreciate you, by the way. I really do. I just want you to know that. I really appreciate it.
We appreciate you on the cemetery or doing the videos, because it's reached out to a lot of family members, and we've had a lot of people has contacted us since you've done the videos that, you know, it's almost like they can taste the dirt at Hardy.
Yeah.
And they're away from here. They can't be here, maybe due to sickness or whatever.
Age.
But mommy and daddy or mama and papa or someone is buried on that cemetery. And it meant a lot what videos that we've done or you've done, that they've got to see mommy and daddy's grave or whatsoever. And it is a small country cemetery, and what we've had going on, we've been very blessed in the last few years just to get by from year to year and try to keep it up.
Yeah.
And our families
especially these days.
His dad told me, my mom told me, we couldn't let it turn into someone come to the cemetery and have to get out and start weed eating to find uncle or aunt or mommy or daddy's
go
grave.
rabbit hunt, right?
Yeah.
And you know, it's a small cemetery. There are a lot of history in that cemetery. We have a lot of loved ones in that cemetery, and we are trying to get everything far as names and books, work on everything on who is there. And if we find some graves that someone knows who they are and we can't tell, it's good to have information who it is.
But this is absolutely amazing, and I really do want to thank you too, by the way, for
It's our pleasure.
just letting me come out here.
We're trying to preserve our history, our heritage. Route 319 has a lot of history.
It certainly does.
As my dad told me, as you're looking back at that well, he told me as a young man when he first bought the property. We didn't live up here at that time. He was concerned about it being open, and he put a large piece of steel over top of it. But I can remember walking past these apple trees, and he made the comment, "Son, someday that well will talk." It's been speaking pretty loud.
Yeah, it has.
It
Certainly has. It most certainly has. I think I've done like 3 videos there about, you know, about the cabin burning and the story about Melvin and Cora, and you know, it's an amazing place. It really is beautiful too. You know, not just the history.
It's a lot of upkeep, and
it's breathtakingly beautiful.
we enjoy it.
I bet you do. I bet you do. I would too.
Well, you're welcome here anytime.
Well, thank you, Bob. I appreciate that. I really do. Definitely. I mean, I'm related to a few of them, but I very much take pride in all of the whole area. You know, I really do. I'm very proud of the people here. You know, the things that they did. You know, when you came into this area, this was a lot harder than going out west. You know, back in the 1800s, you could go out west, was easy. It was, compared to this, I mean, it wasn't easy, but compared to this, coming back into these hills and hollers, this was a lot harder.
We have a lot of opportunity here as far as tourism. And if you think about it, we got Henry Ford property up the road.
Yeah.
You got the Hatfield McCoys. You got the Mate 1 massacre.
Yeah.
You got the Hillbilly Trails. You got the Hatfield McCoy Trails. We have a lot of things here that a lot of other places don't.
I agree.
And the main thing is they love our mountains.
It's a little paradise. It's like you've got all of this stuff wadded up into a little ball in heaven. But you know, it's you know, you have information that cannot be replaced. You know, y'all have information.
Well, there's a lot of information out there. Is it all accurate? None of us knows it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And we just have to respect each other and
try to learn together.
Try to learn together and put the pieces together, which is what you're trying to do.
Yeah. Puzzle pieces. Every day's another puzzle piece, isn't it? Every day. Amazing. Love it, guys.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you all very much. I very much appreciate it. Check this out, guys. I got something cool to show you guys. I really do. Y'all know where I'm at. I'm at Randal McCoy's home place, right? Well, we have our very first premiere video airing in 6 minutes. And I guess I can say it here because, you know, this will come out after the premiere. So yeah, we found something. We found lost feudist graves. Imagine that. Lost Hatfield and McCoy feud graves. Now, I know I mentioned it earlier in the video, but you know what I mean. Like I said, this ain't gonna come out till later. So anyway, I guess I need to get off of here and, you know, run the yellow jackets off again. And I've got 6 minutes left. 4:54.
My eyes burn. McCoy girl. Looks like she's seen a devil.
That is so cool.
Those are done.
That is so cool. Sitting on Randal McCoy's home place where the cabin burned.
Hello, YouTube.
Watching our
How is
video
everybody
about
today?
finding lost feud
Beautiful
participants.
day, isn't it? It's your old
How
hillbilly
cool is
buddy
that?
Leo here, and we have a
Wow.
very
I guess I
special
probably should stop
episode
talking. It's like my voice
for you
twice.
guys today. I am actually, let me tell you where I'm at first. I am on the King Cole Highway.
Watch me stutter.
This is the Bingo Central High School.
Leo's
High
an
school's right here.
idiot.
This is their field right here. Oh my.
And there you have it. 5:46. Our very first live premiere video is in the books. Cool. That is awesome. That is awesome. I loved it. Thank you everybody that watched the premiere with us, and everybody that watches it later, you know, watches this one. Thank you all. We couldn't do this stuff without you guys. And yeah, I just want to say thank you. That's all. All right. Let's get back to it. Now, we are still in camp mode here. Had to break out some sleeves. As hot as it was earlier, sweaty, hot. The breeze coming out of that holler. Ain't that warm. This is fun. This is fun. All right, I got to go here in a little while and get my little fire pit. And I'm going to set him up. Ouch. Ouch. Yellow jacket got me. Devils. Smush his guts out. He's in my pant leg. He got me once and I smashed him. That's how you have to do them devils. If you don't smash him, he'll keep right on sting. I see, devil. Sting me, you little. Target, torture your whole family for that. Sting me, you little monster. Alright, let's go get my fire pit. And it'll be sunset in a few hours. Well, it's sunset now, here. Sunset here, ain't sunset over there though. It's still hot over there. Alright, so I'm gonna go get ready for night mode. Okay, we found some people, y'all.
From upstate New York.
Yeah, not New York City. They're okay. They're okay.
One former military guy who found his way to upstate.
Yep. This is our first visit here. We've never been here to the area.
Really?
Absolutely beautiful. Yep.
Yeah. And
Really?
Leo is a fountain of information for us. And also there was a gentleman down
Neil.
there.
Yeah.
Yes.
Neil.
If you haven't
Neil.
been here, you definitely got to come.
It's a really cool place, isn't it? It's a beautiful place.
It is.
But yeah, we were just.
I got goosebumps.
Yeah.
Do you?
I do. Look, I got goosebumps.
He's not kidding y'all. Look.
I got goosebumps. I do.
Yeah, we have run into a family of both the Hatfields and McCoys, and you know what? They're all nice.
They are. They are.
they're all nice.
Most of the
I
people
love
you'll.
Southern country.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
Well, yes, it's a little bit different here. You know, the
Yeah.
outside world don't really have much bearing.
No.
No.
You know,
Everybody's so
on-
welcome and
Yeah,
accommodating.
Oh,
yeah,
it's so
yeah.
beautiful here.
Yeah.
Great.
But anyhow, I was just sitting here hanging out, and they were over there talking to Neil, and you know, came up through here where I was camping at, and we just got to talking. Hey, you guys want to be on the video?
Thanks for having us. Thank you.
My pleasure. My pleasure, guys. My pleasure.
Yeah.
Y'all enjoy.
And
know?
happy hunting.
Thank you. Thank you.
I hope you.
Continued.
Yeah, for real.
See what you
I
find.
can't wait.
For real.
I can't wait. Thank you very much.
Very much my pleasure.
Leo,
Very
it was
much
our
nice
pleasure.
meeting you guys. Y'all have
It
a
was
have a
pleasure.
really
It
good
was.
trip.
It truly was.
Thank you.
Thank
Here,
you.
I'll give you a hug.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Yeah, it's enough.
Thank you very
No, I
much.
said, that's Barb. She's a hugger. We're huggers.
I'm a hugger.
Trip.
Thank you.
How cool is that? Kind of reminds me of the trail guide days. I like stuff like that. What can I say? Anyway, well, it's about 8:30 now, and as you can see, it's almost dark. And that's up the holler right there. Hang on. Oh, wrong one. There we go. That's up the holler there. Back up that way. Look how dark already. Can't see anything except you can see a little bit of sky. That's about it. But I've got my little barbecue grill going. Got my charcoal in it. And she is just about ready. I'm having me a late, extra late dinner today. But I got my tin up. I got a light bulb right there. Check it out. Now, I got a light bulb. It's a 75 watt light bulb hooked to the little power pack. And I got a light inside and another one over here on the little picnic table where I was sitting at earlier. It is almost dark. It won't be long now, guys. Just a little bit of daylight left in the sky and it will be dark very soon. Okay. Tent is ready. I've got my bed. I just got a little sleeping pad this time. I didn't bother with bringing, you know, a cot or anything like that because I knew I was going to have to carry it. And tell you the truth, I was thinking I was going to be camping way on up the holler, up that way. So, you know, I didn't bring the heavy bed or anything. Stay. Sweet. As Melvin would say, sweet. My cousin Melvin. Hey, Melvin. This is fun, guys. I know I'm like awful giggly tonight, but I can't help it, man. I'm having a ball. Y'all just don't know. Y'all just don't know. I think I might just do roast the hot dogs instead, which I've got a salad. You know, I've got a chef's salad over on the table. But I'm thinking I might just roast the hot dogs. Hey, truth or something. I'm not sure what it is. Some kind of tree. Something is aggravating my sinuses, and I don't know what it is. Every now and then there's some, maybe walnut? I'm not sure. It'd be late season, whatever it is, but... Well, I got my hot dogs done. Look at that. Perfect. Got my little fire stoked up. I have to move away from that thing a little bit. It's kind of warm. I'm kind of thinking, since it's so late, you know how it is. I was going to fix hot dogs and all that kind of stuff. Hot dogs and apple pie, which I still got the apple pie and the salad. So, it's not like they went anywhere. But I'm thinking, since it's so late and, you know, kind of got sidetracked, you know how it is doing this stuff. I think I'll forego the hot dogs and just have me a couple smokies or smoky links, full-size smoky links. So I believe I'll just have me a couple of those and go in the tent in a little while and watch me a movie. I brought the laptop and Heather put me some movies on there. So I think I'll eat a little bit and go in and watch a movie or two and get ready to call it a night. Been a long day. Got up early, like 6:30, 7 this morning, and got started, got the last few things loaded, and, you know, get ready to leave. You know how it is. Get set up, and got a lot of stuff done. This is really nice. There's a few street lights out on that side where the houses are. A couple little street lights here and there. I see 1, 2. And absolutely nothing up that way. But all right, I'm gonna get out of here and eat me some hot dogs before they get cold and move on from there. Make it up as we go, right? Sounds like a plan. Well, good morning, everybody. It's early. It's about 7:20. And figured I'd get up and get me a little fire going. I had a couple Duraflames left from last night, so I just threw one on there and sparked it. I can see the slightest little hint of sunshine on the top of that mountain up there on the peak. Get woke up and tear all the camp stuff down and have everything ready by 11. And you know, that way I won't be tearing it down in the middle of the day. Because it's like 95 today, 97, something like that. Wow. Just take a look at that. I came over here a minute ago, was just taking some pictures. You know how it is. You do stuff like this, you gotta have pictures, right? And just the view. I mean, look at that, how beautiful that is. How cool that is. You know, the tent set up right where the house was. That is really cool. Randal Mccoy's old home place. Look here. Now this is at Randall's property now. Little pitchfork. Remnants of a plow. I know I've shown you some of this stuff before in other videos, but you know, I figured since we are here, this is an 800-pound life-sized wood carving. Randal Mccoy, carved by Trapper's Wood Carvings, Travis Williams. Here's his phone number. If anybody wants something, you know, hey, want something carved, there you go. There's a dude that does it. And here's some information. Look at that. January 1st, 1888. And this is a Williamson Daily News article about Poly Hollow Distillery. That's them right there. And they use water from the well to make their shine with. It's actually Randall's, you know, Randall's moonshine. Luckily, I have long arms.
Actually know the history of all that. Wow.
Now, everybody, you guys remember Danny. He's been on the channel several times, and he's got his own channel. And now, kind of bring you up to speed a little bit. Yeah, it's pretty hot. It's pretty sweaty out here. We're almost done. I've got all my junk cleaned up. We've filled it. We got all the holes, right?
Yeah.
Okay, we've got all of our holes filled in and rocks cleared out. And you would think that the video would be over, right? It ain't. Surprise.
Where are we going now? Is it a hill to climb?
No. Unfortunately, can't have a mountain every time.
Oh, okay.
We do have one more stop. Do you remember when we were at Preacher Anse's? We went up to the graveyard up there, the old wash stand.
Yeah, that's so cool.
From Preacher Anse's house, right? Mm-hmm. We found out yesterday that there's actually a bathtub.
What?
That goes with that.
With that.
And it's been missing for like 100 years. And Bob's friend yesterday, well, it's not missing, it's at my house.
So he's got it?
Yeah, it's like 3 minutes from here.
Wow.
And it's the mate to that little hand wash stand that's up there. It's like a stone bathroom. If Fred Flintstone were to build a bathroom,
that's what he'd have.
Bathtub and sink, this is exactly what he would have.
Gosh.
So we're going to head up here in a minute. Bob's going to take us up and show us where it's at.
Wow.
So we've got some bonus footage.
We do.
Interesting, huh? You about ready?
You never seem to amaze me.
Well, thank you, Danny. You ready to go do it again?
Let's go do it again.
Go do something else?
Let's do it.
All right.